Alex Pereira is the face of the UFC, and Ian Garry is slowly but surely declining in the UFC. UFC 303 took place last night and was possibly one of the most weird cards of all time. Things kind of just fucking one literally by the hour shit was changing. On fight day, Dan Ige has earned the name. He's earned the fucking biggest stud in the UFC, taking a fight on 3 hours notice. Bro literally got out of bed and just was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll fight Diego Lopez. What a fucking beast. But let's start with Ian Garry. Let's start with Ian Garry. So he fought Michael Venom Page. I picked Page to win this fight, and I just didn't think Ian Garry had much on the feet for him, and I thought he'd just be too much, and I was right. So the first round, it was kind of like Garry just took him down. I won't even say took him down. He held him down, because if you look at the thing, it wasn't like a blasting double or single leg that got him down. It was just like a kind of kick and then he slipped kind of job. But Garry kind of showed a different. You have to give him a little bit of credit. He showed a little bit of a new aspect to his game, that he's able to keep people down and stuff like that. So you have to give him a bit of credit there. But let's get one thing straight. Ian Garry had nothing for MVP on the feet, and he knew that. He did not want to be standing with MVP in the second round. That's when he realized, oh fuck, I don't have anything for this guy. He was getting schooled on the feet, and he went to the wrestling, which you should if you're fighting MVP, because there isn't many people walking this planet who's going to have stuff for MVP on. You know what I mean? So first round was Ian Garry's, second round was MVP's. Everyone is in agreement to that. It's that third round. Honestly, man, it's hard to pick a winner in that fight. MVP did better work on the feet, but I don't really think it's enough to say, oh, he won that fight clearly. No, like Ian did more. Ian had a better position when it comes to the ground control, so you have to take that into consideration. But he did fuck all damage. But MVP had the exact same kind of situation, just it wasn't as in a dominant position. Getting the back is the way Garry did is a lot harder than the position MVP had, which was just sitting in Ian's guard. So you have to take that into consideration as well. If I was to give it to someone, you probably would just give it to Ian Garry. But it's fucking it's not like, if you tell me you think Page, honestly, I think it could have been a draw. That's my honest opinion, because neither of them did fucking nothing to really give the judges that fight. If judges gave it a draw, I would have been like, that's fair enough. I honestly think it should have been a draw, to be honest with you, because they did fuck all. Ian Garry is losing his hype by the day, to be honest with you. Like he's just fucking very boring in the cage, to be honest with you. He needs to be putting people away, man. And in the first round, if you put MVP away, that would have been a massive moment for his career, because it would have just shown levels. He would have been like, I would have genuinely got behind him and be like, fuck, this dude is could be champ. But the performance he's been having, I can't remember, I think D-Rod was the last time I looked at MVP and thought, or Ian Garry, and thought, damn, that's a fucking sick performance. He hasn't had one in ages, and it's catching up to him a bit. The fans are kind of like, oh, whatever about Ian Garry. He's not as loud on the mic anymore. He's kind of shit on the mic. But yeah, I just think Ian's hype is kind of declining, and I think he needs a big performance, gets a big name soon. For MVP, it's a tough one to take, because if you are MVP, you'll be fucking raging, because you were clearly better than this guy on the feet. That was clear. It's just the small grappling mistakes in that third round. You know what I mean? That's what cost him the fight. And, Page could have won that fight. And, some people thought he did. I know Lucas Tracy in his live stream was screaming robbery. I don't know how you're saying that's a robbery, to be honest with you. It's not as if Page won fucking clearly. But yeah, that's what I think about that fight. I'm going to do some more about Matchmaking Monday tomorrow. So if you want to know who I think they'll be fighting, who they should fight next, obviously Page is old, so his career is on the end run now. So he needs to get a big win soon. And Ian needs a big win and gets a big name fast, bro. But the next fight, Diego Lopez. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and shit on Diego Lopez too much. He literally fought someone on 3 hours notice. So what a fucking stud for taking it. You know what I mean? Diego Lopez deserves a lot of credit, because this fight week, it was originally Ortega 45. Then on the day it was 55. And then on the day, like the fucking fight hours, it was Dan Ige. Obviously he didn't look great. Dan Ige actually took the last round off him, which actually really surprised me. Dan Ige is a fucking stud, but he's not that great of a fighter. He's never going to really win anything. But yeah, Lopez did what he needed to do as regards, he looked very fast on the feet. he was able to get him down in the second. I think he kind of just cruised down to the third, to be quite honest with you. I didn't really think he was just kind of trying, like, I just think he wasn't, maybe it's because Dan Ige has got a good chin and he is very hard to finish, but yeah, he just did what he needed to do. Not much to say about this fight, solid performance, but I don't think he's going to be beating too many people. I think him versus someone like Arnold Allen or someone like that, that's a bad matchup for him. Someone in that top 5 could give him serious issues. He's very well rounded, I think. He's very quick. He's got good jiu-jitsu, very good striking, but I just think he is going to struggle with these high level guys that have high IQ. That's what I think. Main event, Poatan Chama is the face of the UFC, Alex Pereira. My God, if this dude isn't one of your favorite fighters, you're in the wrong sport. He is fucking insane. The dude can't speak a lick of English, but I want this dude fighting every week. Every week. When he's fighting, I'm watching, I'm happy. Obviously, this was not the main event we all wanted, nor was it the main event we thought was going to happen. Once again, he saves the day. Obviously, Pereira looked, the first round, I would say it was boring, but it was very much like a slow start. Obviously, I thought Yuri knew what kind of danger he was in after getting shin in that first fight, and Pereira was very patient. I can't stress it enough how quick he is. Quick at the low kicks, quick with the left hook, quick at everything he does, and he's not exerting a lot of energy. He's maybe throwing 60%, but he's so powerful that feels like 200%. Your calves can't take more than like 3 shots before you're fucking not walking. But Pereira, absolute stud, did what he needed to do, got the win. Vicious head kick, very, very smart left hook at the end of the first. And I mean smart because he didn't have a lot of power on it. But Prochazka was kind of at an awkward angle moving forward, where if he got touched maybe 20%, like 30-40%, he was going to go down. Pereira threw a stiff, fast, but not very powerful left hook, but just got the perfect timing on it. And that's why, Yuri was so dazed. And started the second through a filthy head kick. Prochazka was done. Prochazka was done. It's a tough one to take for Yuri because he's lost twice now to him, and I just don't think the style, like Yuri's style, is terrible to fight Alex. He gets hit way too often to beat him. Like he nearly did in the first. He had his moments in the first, but you're after getting knocked out twice by him, and it's even more devastating than the first time. He left no questions about that stoppage today. So yeah, I just think Pereira's the man. I think he is the face of the UFC, to be quite honest with you. I don't think Sean O'Malley or Islam Makhachev or Ilia Topuria or any champion is on the level of this guy. And you just talk of him moving up the heavyweight. I don't really need to see that for I don't know how long. I really don't. This dude is clearing out light heavyweight, and I love seeing it, and I want to see it more. Ankalaev is going to be next. That's going to be a great fight. He gets hit. He's very susceptible to the low kicks. Jan Blachowicz showed that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that stylistic fight. I hope that's at maybe September, end of summer, or they could even do that in Abu Dhabi, considering Islam Makhachev won't be fighting Arman Tsarukyan as he's banned for I think 9 months for fucking hitting a fan. But that was kind of my kind of the main fights I want to talk about on this card. Obviously I had like Philly picking up a win, and it was a decent card, but still they were the 3 fights everyone's talking about and the fights I want to talk about. Ian Garry's losing hype. Diego Lopez has got a good bit to learn. Do I think you rebooked the Ortega fight? I don't know, man. I don't really know. It's kind of a tough one. You could look at the winner of Arnold versus Giga and see what happens there. I know Arnold will take it, and another fucking horrible matchup for him. I think he'd still win, but he just seems to get nightmare matchups. Giga's not a decent one, but still, someone like that, or even like a Mosvar rematch. But I think Mosvar is probably going to fight, up, or someone in and around the rankings. Dan Ige, I don't even think he's ranked anymore. If he is, he's in the lower end of the rankings. So it's not a massive big deal. But yeah, I mean, Ortega, I'd say he's going to go up to lightweight now. I don't really see him sticking around the division, especially with the pullout. I think that's just... Now, you have to consider it is on 2 weeks' notice. So it's not as if Ortega had a full camp and couldn't make weight. It was on 2 weeks' notice. I do believe he can make featherweight with a full camp. Making featherweight in 2 weeks' notice, that's an ask. That's an ask. But let me know what you thought of the card down below. Thanks for watching.